Not a lot of room to move in this chair. I'm in a whole big city and I'm just restricted to this tiny kind of bar stool. So the key whenever you're eating corn on the cob is to not actually eat the cob or like eat it off the cob. So you kind of take your fork and knife and scrape it off on the side so you end up with this sort of barren cubic prism of just cob, and you can set it down in your tray. It saves you for multiple reasons. The first being, if you're at work, you don't have to like pick it up and get your hands all buttery, and also you don't have to be that guy that's eating and it's just really loud and disgusting as you're next to these people. So that kind of saves you that. Now, of course, I did get some on my hands because I picked it up and showed it, but that's fine. So the end result, as you chop it off, is kind of fun. You end up with these long, sort of like beehive, almost like expanses of corn. I don't know if you could zoom in on that, or it's kind of the corn is like connected to each other. So ordinarily, if you get big, giant, serving of corn, it's going to be individual like grains. But instead, well, that broke off. But instead, it's like sort of held together. It almost looks like a beehive on the outside. And then whenever you look at it like this, you can see all the individual grains. And so it's kind of like a communal corn experience, like a cornucopia of corn, which I think is fun and cleaner. So the Mavs and the Nuggets in Denver tonight, 8 p.m. tip. Denver, really good home team. They've won over the last, we don't count the home opener this year because there's only been one game. So counting 2017-18 and 2018-19, they have a 65-17 record at home, which is really, really good. Furthermore, Katu Vialba from Fox Sports Southwest tells me that they've won 9 straight games on the second night of a back-to-back too, which is tough. So Denver played in Sacramento last night, which is one thing working in the Mavs' advantage, because Sacramento is an hour behind Denver right now. So the game ends at whatever, 10 or 10:30. They catch a flight, nice hour and a half. You lose an hour as you go back to Denver. So by the time they finally landed in Denver, it was probably like 1 a.m. or something. And then the Denver airport, anyone knows, if you've ever been to Denver, you know how far it is from like the civilization. And so by the time they got home and got tucked into bed, it was probably well after like 2. And I don't know about you, but if I stay up until 2 a.m. on a work night, the next day I'm useless. And the reason that matters is because the Mavs this season are the number 4 offense in the NBA in points per possession, points per 100 possessions. They're even better in the first half. They're the number 1 team. Hey, Nina.
Are you all recording?
Yeah, but it's very casual.
It's a lot of noise. It's my cell.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. No worries.
It's loud.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. So the Mavs have the number 1 effective field goal percentage in the NBA in first halves. Number 1 in the NBA. The Nuggets, meanwhile, have the 29th effective field goal percentage in the first half. And in first quarters this season, they've been outscored by 16 points. So they get off to slow starts. The Mavs get off to fast starts. Why does that matter? Well, if you're playing a tired team on the second night of back-to-back in their own gym where it's been tough to beat them, you kind of have like the groundwork laid to at least make it a competitive game, right? If you get off to a fast start against a team that this season has been getting off to slow starts and they're tired, you make them come back from a deficit, that's a good recipe to win. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on, probably more than anything else tonight. Number 2 will be Nikola Jokic. A man who enjoys passing as much as Luka, and he probably likes Pokemon even more than Luka does. So he's given the Mavs a lot of trouble over his entire career, really. I mean, he's given every team troubles, but especially in the last couple seasons. He's such a beast on the glass, especially on the offensive end. He's the kind of guy where, like, he's not going to shoot a lot of jump shots, but if his jump shot isn't falling, he can still score a bunch of points just by hanging out around the rim. There was a game last year in Denver where really neither team had it going, but Jokic just got a bunch of offensive rebounds at the end of the game and hit Dwight Powell with that little tornado move on the last possession to win, which was a real bummer, not only because it was a buzzer beater to lose a game for the Mavs, but because right before that, Luka dunked on the entire Rocky Mountains in their own building, dunk and one to take the lead. Now, I missed the free throw, which gave Jokic a chance to win. Instead of going up by 2, they only went up by 1. Free throw is another thing that people are going to be thinking about. You look back to that Blazers game the other night. The Mavs missed, like 5 free throws, I think, in the fourth quarter. Luka missed one. KP missed a couple, which is really unusual for him. He's an awesome free throw shooter. I think Dorian missed one. Maybe someone else too, I don't remember. Maybe Tim Hardaway? I don't remember. But missed a lot of free throws. And in a 2-point loss, you're going to say, man, you got to make your free throws. Well, the thing is they did. They were, I think, 33 of 41, Jalen, on free throws in that game? You don't know? That's like 75, 76%, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty solid. I normally don't look at free throw rankings because, like, I don't really like free throws. They're not very entertaining to me. But 75, 76% will be like at least league average, if not a little better, I think. So you shoot that in a game, you're going to be great. Now they shot 41 of them, which is a lot. They made 33, which is a lot. That's probably like a record, I would say, at least in recent Mavs history. Most made in a game. So you almost can't get mad that they missed 5. I mean, they missed 8 for the game or whatever it is, but you shot a lot of them. So whether they missed them in the fourth quarter or the first quarter, they were going to hurt. I guess the time that they missed them sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, they've been attacking the basket. You know a guy like Luka is going to shoot a lot of free throws. With how physical he plays, he's just constantly driving the lane, attacking the rim, and drawing contact from guys, pump faking them and stuff. And that's another thing. So last night, Jokic picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter, so did Jamal Murray. And the Nuggets fell behind by 7 to the Kings, who haven't won a game yet this year. I think them and the Pelicans are the only teams that haven't won a game. The Mavs beat the Pelicans, of course. The Kings give the Mavs fits, but the Kings almost beat the Nuggets last night. The Nuggets had to clutch out that win, and part of it was because they got off to such a slow start. The Kings were up 28-21 at the end of that first quarter against Denver, largely because Jokic got in foul trouble. So if you're the Mavs, you're thinking, all right, second night of a back-to-back, tired legs might mean more active hands, which might mean more fouls. We get Jokic in foul trouble. He misses a significant part of the first quarter, the first half. You take a double-digit lead in the second half, and all of a sudden, boom, you got KP, you got Luka, and all those guys to carry you across the finish line. So that's kind of like the recipe, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all I got. I think out of corn. So.